Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about Control by Lydia Kang. I would be really surprised if you have not seen this cover floating around the booktube lately because a lot of people read it in the month of February. We did this huge read-along for it called the We Want Control read-along and we had so much fun doing it. Really excited to do more in the future. But yeah, today I'm going to be talking about Control. If you don't know what Control is, basically it's about this futuristic world. I think it's like 2150 and it follows this girl named Zell. And right off the bat, her father gets in a car crash, and Zell kind of takes on this responsibility of taking care of her sister and watching after her, and she's very concerned for her sister a lot throughout this book. She just wants to protect her and take care of her, and they get taken to social services to get put into foster homes. During this process, her sister gets kidnapped, and Zell just does not know what to do. She is helpless, she is hopeless, and she comes in contact with this girl that kind of explains why her sister was taken. I'm not gonna say why because it's kind of spoilery. And basically this girl says that she will help her find her sister as long as she comes and lives in this safe house with these other futuristic mutated people. Yeah. So that's pretty much what Control is about. There's a lot more detail in it, obviously, but if you have not read this book, you should definitely get your hands on it. It is such a fun read. I had such a great time reading this, especially because I got to read it with a lot of you guys, which was so much fun. So yeah, I'm going to be going into a spoilery section. Spoiler, 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 spoiler. So if you have not read Control, peace out. But if you have, let's stay and let's talk about this book. Okay, so let's start off by talking about the characters. First, I'm going to start off with Zell. I didn't really like Zell at first. She kind of had this dry personality. There wasn't much to her story, I felt. And I felt like that's because so much was happening in the plot that we didn't really get to know much about Zell in the beginning. But as the story progresses, you learn how smart she is, how kind of selfless she is, because she's just on this mission to save her sister. So she's really thoughtful. She's constantly thinking about her sister. Bringing us to Delia. I don't really have any connection with Delia. I think that's one of the main problems that I had with this book. I had a hard time really connecting with any of the characters and really feeling for them and really caring at all that, you know, Delia was missing and their father died. Like, there was no connection, so I didn't really have any emotion or feels towards the characters. And Sai, I didn't really like Sai at first either. He was such a douchebag for no reason. It was not explained why he was a douchebag, why he was acting that way, until later on in the book. And I didn't really start to like him till after this whole transition where he's like, oh, I actually have feelings for Zell. I guess I can be a nice person. As for the side characters, none of them really stood out to me. I really liked Wilbert, but then he turned evil. What the actual heck? Ugh. But I really liked Vera. Vera was so cool. I loved her attitude. I love when characters have that, like, I don't care attitude, you know, in books. It's just really nice, and her humor was really great. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the book in general and some of the faults that I had with it, some of the things that I didn't necessarily like. I feel like there was a major lack of world building in this book, which was something that I needed more of to kind of put myself in the book. I felt like I was kind of thrown into the book and expected to know everything, expected to know what a hollow was. I didn't know what a hollow was till like towards the end of the book when it was kind of like put into more detail how it worked, and I was like, okay, click. I understand now. So I wish that at the beginning there was more world building. I kind of understand why she did it the way that she did though, because it was so fast paced and it just kept you on the edge of your seat, which is one of the things that I loved about it. But I also just felt like that fast-pacedness was not enough to keep me engaged because I needed to know how the heck this world even worked. Like, what was going on with those hollows, man? What was that? I still really enjoyed the world and I still thought it was really fascinating, but I just wanted more of it. I wanted to know more details. The fast-paced feeling of the plot is what really struck me with this book, what really captivated me and kept me on the edge of my seat, because it's just kind of like, bam, dad dies. Bam! Sister taken. Bam! Safe house. Bam! 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 It's just really fast and really exciting, but at the same time, like I said at the beginning, kind of, that I just didn't feel any emotional connections to any of the characters necessarily. More so towards the end of the book, because obviously you get to know them as time goes on. I just didn't feel anything when her dad died, and I didn't feel anything when her sister was taken, and I feel like something that might have helped that was maybe if the author would have put in like flashbacks or something. If the author had like flashbacks throughout the book, I would have had more of a connection. Or even if their dad died kind of more so in the middle of the plot, I don't know. I didn't have that many feels towards the characters, which is something that I feel like lacked in the book. I need the feels! I need the feels! We have so many cool plot points though that it really makes up for everything. Like the club scene, was so visually pleasing in my mind. I was just visualizing it, and it was so vibrant and cool, and I loved it, and I loved how weird it was. It was so weird. And I loved the rock climbing scene. That as well was just visually pleasing. I was satisfied. I was happy with that scene. Very cool to like just visualize how it worked. It was just awesome. Overall though, this book really left me with a lot of questions that I'm really hoping get answered in the next few books. I don't know how long the series is gonna be, so I don't know how many books she has to really put her story out there, but I had questions like who's the mom, what's up with the dad, what's with the relationship between the dad and Wilbert, where does that come into play, did the dad experiment on his own children? Different questions like that, and I really hope that we learn more about her father's past in the next few books, because I feel like the father is a little bit shady right now, just a little bit shady. Also, I'm sure that we'll learn about this, but Sai, where are ya? What happened to you, Sai? Where did you go? We need to get you back. Get you back, Sai. But yeah, overall, I had a great time reading Control by Lydia Kang. It was such a fun, fast-paced read, and I just enjoyed my time reading it. You guys should let me know down below some of your favorite characters, some of your favorite plot points. Let's discuss in the comments. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon with a new video. Later!